Well, how many are John Holt fans out there, eh? How many of you? Come on, don't be shy now, don't be shy. Come out of the closet. How many of you are John Holt fans? Come out of the closet now. Come out of the closet.
Come on over, baby. Come on, please. Come on and say we'll groove it out most naturally. Let's get it while it's hot. Oh, baby, baby, I can't wait much longer. No, no. Let's get it while it's fresh. Yes.
One of the big classic tracks out of the stables from John Holt. That's a great track called Let's Get It While It's Hot.
Let's get it while it's fresh. Yes. This must be the saddest day of my life. I've got to leave you today, darling, because of my obligations. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. I had to meet you here today, pretty baby. There's so many things to say, yeah. Please don't stop me till I'm through. This is something I hate to do. We've been meeting here so long. What we've done must have been wrong. Please, darling, don't you cry. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. Many months has passed us by. Yes, they did. I'm gonna miss you, I can't lie. I've got ties and so do you. This is the best thing for me to do. It's gonna hurt me, I can't lie. Maybe you'll meet another guy. Please, darling, don't you cry. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. Oh, baby, I'm gonna miss you, I can't lie. Understand me, won't you try. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. Understand me, won't you try, baby? Oh, let's just kiss and say. Hey, babe, where you going? Don't you know it's cold outside? My love, the days are colder. So let me take your hand and lead you to a snow white land of home. Of home. My love, the year is older. So let me hold you tight and wide awake this winter night of home. I see the twilight in your eyes. Come kiss me now before it dies. We'll find a winter world
Or my very, very good friend, the late, great one and only John Holt. It's a shame this man passed away. Sir John Holt. Had some great times with this gentleman when he was with us. That's one of the big classics. Yes, that's one of the very, very big classics. I'm going to give you one more from the John Holt right now. Here we go. John Holt with a difference, this track. That is called No Place Like Home.
There is no place like home. Home, sweet home. There is no place like home. No matter where I go, there is no love like our love. You never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you tender like I do. You never find, no matter where you search, someone who cares about you the way I do. Oh, I'm not bragging on myself, baby, but I'm the one who loves you, and there's no one else. No one else. You never find, it would take the rest of all time, someone to understand you like I do. You never find the rest of the rhyme, all the magic we shared, just us two. Oh, I'm not trying to make you stay, baby, but I know somehow, someday, somewhere, you're gonna miss my loving. When it's cold outside, you're gonna miss my love.
a great track that is. Way back in time, of course, with Sir John Holt, the gentleman who is up there in the bed of roses, up there in the reggae heaven. That's one of his big classic tracks. That's the track called You Will Never Find Another Love Like Mine. Big music, right here on Starr Radio UK, alongside the legendary Dave West, the reggae rebel, the master blaster, the godfather, the voice of radio, the voice of reggae, the godfather of radio. 50 years in the business, celebrating, bringing you reggae music on the airwaves. And of course, the majority of the music we are playing is good friends of mine, very good friends of mine, these artists. Known them for many years, knocked around with them. Quite a few of them I've been on stage with as well. You're gonna miss my loving. Really great stuff. I can tell you that a lot of the artists who became good friends of mine over the years give me a lot of their music to play on the airwaves. And they support the Dave West in every way they can, which is really nice to know. If you're clock watching in the UK, 7 minutes past the hour of 1, 7 after 1 in the UK, right here on Starr Radio UK, #1 Afro-Caribbean radio station to the world.
Oh, I don't wish you no bad luck, baby, but there's no if or but.
Featuring something now from the Burning Spear, Jar Kingdom.
No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. Lion in this kingdom. Lion in this kingdom. Dreadlock in this kingdom. Rasta in this kingdom. Love in this kingdom. No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. Lion in this kingdom. Lions in this kingdom. Beef in this kingdom. Breeze in this kingdom. Jackie Low, yes, Jackie Low. 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 No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. No matter where we go, we are the lions in this kingdom. Lion in this kingdom. You're no one in this,
This is an album that actually came out on the Island record label.
you're no one in this kingdom. Lion been big in this kingdom. Well tried in this kingdom. Baba.
Of course, the Burning Spear, Jar Kingdom.
No matter where we go,
It's Dave West live and direct on your radio, Starr Radio UK. Big celebration show today, 50 years in the business. We are celebrating for you. Reggae music at its best, old time reggae. What we call rave from the grave, golden oldie, moldy oldie. And we are upstairs, we are downstairs, we are inside, we are outside, we are corner to corner, we are pillar to post. We are putting a smile on your online worldwide radio station, Starr Radio UK. Greetings goes out to California to Mr. Cole Meeks. How you doing, Cole? Nice to know you're logged on to the show, Cole. Greetings to you, sir.
Jah is my life and strength and energy. That's to be smart to prevent them from.
Smart to prevent them from.
Of course, I'm featuring the great sounds of Burning Spear, Winston Rodney. And we had people like on the drums at Nelson Miller, Paul Beckford on the bass, Linford Richards on the lead guitar, on the piano, World Power, Linville Jarrett with the rhythm guitar, Alvin Hutton on percussion, Charles Dickey on trombone, James Smith on trumpet solo, Mark Wilson on the saxophone, and Jay Noel on keyboards. Also you had Robbie Lynn on the synthesizers and piano, Nambo Robinson on the trombone, Chico Chin on the trumpet, Dean Fraser on saxophone, and Richard Johnson on piano. It's been put together and produced by Winston Rodney and Nelson Miller. Burning Spear. This was recorded at the Grove Recording Studios, Oco Rios, Jamaica, and was mixed at the Platinum Island Studios, New York. Really, really great stuff, of course, from the Burning Spear and Winston Rodney.
Should financially. Should I go? Should I go? Should I go?
Not getting reggae music like this these days, are you? Yet again, this is another artist who believes in only using 100% musicians in the studio and on stage as well. He does not believe in using any artificial stuff at all, just the main stuff. And the Burning Spear over the years has had a lot of problems with his royalties and things, and people recording his tracks and claiming they're theirs. That's what used to happen in the music industry, you know. Well, it still does. But Burning Spear, one of the greats. I'm going to play the next track especially for a lady up there in Newcastle, a very big fan of my next artist. And that's the Jules tune. Got to play a track for you, Jules. Also want to say hello to a lady over there in Croydon, Lee Valentine. How you doing, Lee? How are you? Well, Lee, have you finished that bottle of rum off already? Have you finished your bottle of rum off? You're on bottle number 2 now, are you? Goodness gracious me. You'll be needing some scrambled eggs soon, won't you, eh? Hey! You know you can get that from Iceland's now. It comes in a pouch. A brand new line that Iceland has done. Scrambled eggs in a pouch. You put it in the microwave, and there it is. Sending a big massive greetings to Frank. How you doing, Frank? Hope you're enjoying the music coming your way, Frank. Right here on the station of the nation, Starr Radio UK, bringing you the great reggae music from the past. It's a big trip down memory lane with the anniversary radio show of Dave West. We are making history. That's right, Dave West is making history on the radio. Nobody else has survived 50 years. I certainly have, and I'm still there. I was even there before the David Rodigan and Tony Williams. Right, we're going to play this one especially for Jules Toon up there in Newcastle. This is a very, very, very good friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine since about 71 when I first met him. A very, very good friend of mine, this guy. Of course, the one and only sensational Ken Booth. This is the one that went to number 1 in the British charts, and it stayed there for 6 weeks at number 1. Produced and arranged by the late great Lloyd Chalmers.
Kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew is all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know that won't let you go, and taking it all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and you don't hear a word they say, and I would give anything just to have you back again, just to talk to you words again.
Well, of course, this is one of the gentlemen I used to drink with many, many moons ago. Used to drink with him in the Apollo Club in Willesden and the Q Club in Paddington. What a great, sincere, down-to-earth man he was. Had a few bevies with him over the years. The one and only Mr. Ken Booth, of course. This was put together by a producer that's no longer with us. And that was, of course, Lloyd Chalmers, the late, great Lloyd Chalmers produced this. And it was, I'll tell you what, I've got to spin it again because, you know, it's such a great record. It's such a great record. It stayed in the British charts for 6 weeks at number 1. The biggest hit that Ken Booth has ever had in his lifetime. Everything I Own. Lloyd Chalmers production.
Sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew is all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know that won't let you go and taking it all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and you don't hear a word they say, and I would give anything I own.
Want to send a big massive greetings goes out to
My heart, my own.
Alaya Solomon. Alaya Solomon. Solomon, how are ya?
Anything I own just to have you back again, just to talk to you words again. My own, and I would give it talk to you words again, just to hold you once again, just to talk to you.
That old bad dream, been sleeping in your bed, and that old dark cloud, been hanging around your head. Then all your hard times will vanish in the world, and the mighty cloud of joy come rolling in. Yeah, Holy Jesus, let your love see us. All of us find sweet peace within. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Must begin with a mighty cloud of joy come rolling in. Those old storm clouds are slowly drifting down, and those old raindrops keep fading from your eyes. And oh, Mr. Sun will shine once again when the mighty cloud of joy come rolling in. Now hit it, brother. Hey. Holy Jesus, let your love see just there. All of us find sweet peace within. Hallelujah. And a hallelujah. And I must begin. Holy Jesus, let your love seize you. All right. Won't you let your love just seize you? Jesus. And a hallelujah.
Don't look so sad, for I know it's over. But life goes on, and the world keeps on turning. Let's just be glad. Oh, we have this time to spend together. There is no need to watch the bridges, oh, that's burning. Just you lay your head up on my pillow. Hold your warm and tender body close
smile.
Well, of course, this was one of the best producers in the business, who was a very, very good friend of mine. Had a lot of great times with this guy in the Coach House Studios in Stoke Newington. The studios, of course, that was owned and operated by Eddie Grant. Had some great times with this guy, Lloyd Chalmers, the late, great Lloyd Chalmers. Also had some great times with him on a Saturday down the Wrigley Road Market in Dalston.
Woman, make believe you love me.
This was produced by Lloyd himself.
For the good times.
One of his big classic tracks, For the Good Times.
For the good times. I've been alone.
Greetings and welcome, Starr Radio UK out of London. Of course, if you're in the US or in Canada, you can get yourself on the blower and you can have a listen in on your phone. It's 001 718 303 2737. 001 718 303 2737. That's if you're in the US or Canada. Of course, anywhere in the world you can dial that as well. I've tried it and it works. That's 001 718 303 2737.
Never and ever heard.
Starr Radio UK.
All you gotta do, baby, woman, all you gotta do is make believe you love me. Oh, for the good times. Just for the good times. Make believe you.
Here's one more from the late great Lloyd Chalmers. I really do miss this gentleman. I do miss him.
I have seen the morning burning golden on the mountain in the sky.
Once again produced and arranged by Lloyd Chalmers himself. The man that had a very big hit many, many moons ago on 7-inch vinyl. He had a big hit on the Palmer record label Birth Control.
Turning on the world the way she smiled upon my soul as I lay dying. Healing as the colors in the sunshine, in the shadows of her eyes. Walking in the morning to the feeling of her fingers on my skin. Wiping off the traces of the people and the places that I've been. Teaching me that yesterday was something that I never thought of trying. Talking about tomorrow and the money, love, the time we had to spend. Loving her was easier than anything I'll ever do again. Coming close together with the feeling that I've never known before in my time. She ain't afraid to be my woman or afraid to be a friend.
Don't forget, we are celebrating 50 years of reggae music on the radio. The legendary Dave West, the reggae rebel, the master blaster, the godfather, the voice of radio, the voice of reggae, live and direct on the Starr Radio UK. We are making history. We are making history, you know. 50 years on the airwaves. Showing my age now, ain't I? I'll let you in a little secret, actually. I'm 65 years old, believe it or not. Oh, the Dave West is 65 years old. I started when I was 14 into 15 many, many years ago. A lot of the artists in those early days gave me influence to keep going. People like, of course, Pat Roden, Denzel Dennis, B.B. Seaton, Sidney Crooks, Ken Booth, Ken Parker, Rupie Edwards, and many, many more. Here's a gentleman that was around for a long time in the business. He recorded this for the Trojan record label.
Girl, you're getting that look in your
Hotend Lewis.
and it's starting to worry me.
Baby, don't get hooked on me. Who's hooked on the Dave West, eh? Come on, don't be shy. Come out of the closet now. Who's hooked on the Dave West?
Nobody's gonna hurry me. Just keep it friendly, girl, 'cause I don't wanna leave. Don't start clinging to me, girl, 'cause I can breathe. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. I'll just use you, then I'll set you free. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. Girl, you're my bloody woman, child. And it's warm when you touching me. Girl, don't let your life get tangled up with mine. 'Cause I'll just leave you, I can't take.
Want to say greetings, hello up there to Newcastle, to the very own Jules too. Mwah! We love you too, you know, Jules. We love you too.
Baby, baby, don't get hooked.
That's what the man is saying.
'Cause I'll just use you, then I'll set you free. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me.
Well, people said I should do another 20 years on the radio.
Baby,
That'd make me 85 then, wouldn't it? But people reckon I should do another 20 years on the radio. What do you think? Should I be bringing reggae music on the airwaves for another 20 years? What do you think, Frank? What do you think? What do you think, Frank? Shall I do another 10 years or so, 20 years on the radio, right here with the Starr Radio UK? What do you think, hey? What do you think? Hey, hey! More music coming on. Here we go. This was produced by the Arthur Duke Reed. Way back in time, this track. Ken Parker, a gentleman who is now based over there in Florida. Used to be based in North London. Well, this is a gentleman I actually interviewed many, many years ago on my own radio station. I used to have the first reggae radio station in East London, Radio Ellison. We started broadcasting on Sundays, and this is one of the gentlemen we had live in the studio with me on a Sunday. And you know, he came on the air with me for 2.5 hours. He even brought a guitar with him, and he sang as well. Great guy, you know. Had some times in those days, you know. We had some times on the radio. Fun and games it was. Climbing up trees, going up the top of tower blocks and all sorts of things like that. But as I said, this is one of the gentlemen who became a very good friend of mine. And he came onto the Radio Ellison, which was the first reggae radio station in East London. And it was, of course, my one. And this gentleman done a great interview for me, Ken Parker. Want to say greetings, hello to Andrew Bishop over there in Tottenham, North London. Just sent me a message on my Facebook. Hello, Andrew. How are you? He says, congratulations on 50 years. Yes, continue doing it. Continue. There's not many DJs like you. Just keep continuing, he says. Ah, that's lovely. That's nice. What do you think I should do, Jules? What do you think I should do, Jules?
Let her know you think about her when you're gone. It's an angel of morning. I love her when you get back home. It's right secret of a happiness, but some of them never learn this simple thing. Well, the secret I'm speaking of, it's a woman and a man in love, and the answer is in this song that I always sing. Goodbye, it's an angel, good morning. I love her like the devil when you get back home. It's an angel, good morning. I love her like the devil when you get back home. Speaking of, it's a woman and a man in love. The answer is in this song that I always sing. It's an angel morning. Let her know you think about.
Of course, the gentleman had a big hit with Jimmy Brown and True, True, True. Done some great things on Treasure Isle as well. That, of course, is Mr. Ken Parker. Right, here's some more good music. Another one from a good mate of mine. Ansel Collins and the Through Breeds. Harry Johnson production. Beautiful Sunday. Very, very good friend of mine, this gentleman. Talks to me quite a lot on the blower from Jamaica.
It's so beautiful day.
The gentleman that can make a keyboard talk had, of course, the big hit with Dave Collins when they were Dave and Ansel Collins. Double Barrel and the Monkey Spanner. Out of Jamaica, the great sounds of the one and only legend himself, the keyboard wizard, Ansel Collins. And the Through Breeds. Don't hear this one very often nowadays, do you? You don't. Ansel Collins asked me to play this one, so I'm playing it.
Mother says, Sylvie is busy, too busy to...
Here's something produced by Tommy Cohen, one of the legends of the industry.
Mother says, Sylvie is...
This is when he was with the West Indians. His name is Eric Donaldson, the man with such a distinctive voice.
Sylvie's mother says...
And of course, it was a big classic, wasn't it, some time ago for Dr. Hook?
So why don't you...
This is the Eric Donaldson version, which he recorded for Trojan.
And the operator says...
Sylvia's mother!
More,
Well, hey! Come on! Who's awake now? Come on, who's awake in the world? Come on, who's still awake with the Dave West Day? You know, it's all different times around the world. It's around about 1:45 in the UK.
Please, Mrs. Gabriel, I just got to tell her goodbye.
Around about 9:15 Eastern Time.
Sylvia,
We've got a couple more good hours to go yet on the radio, you know. Oh, we have. We don't mess about here on the Starr Radio UK. The Dave West Anniversary Radio Show, 50 years on the airwaves, eh? Can you beat that? Can you beat that, I wonder?
I fell down your way. Sylvia. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvie is busy, too busy to come to the phone. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvie is trying to start a new life of her own. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvie is happy, so why don't you leave her alone? And the operator says 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. I just got to talk to her and only keep her a while. Please, Mrs. Gabriel, I just got to tell her.
Want to send a big greetings out to the Rasta Empress. Rasta Empress, how are you out there? Hope you're enjoying the show. Greetings goes out to the Rasta Empress. Greetings to you, my lovely. How are you?
Sylvia's mother says Sylvie is marrying a fella down your way. Sylvia's mother says, please don't say nothing to make her start crying and stay. And the operator says 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. Please, Mrs. Gabriel, I just got to talk to her and only keep her. Sylvia's mother says Sylvie is busy, too busy to come to the phone.
Sylvia's mother says Sylvie is trying to start a new life of her own. Sylvie's mother says Sylvie is happy, so why don't you leave her alone? And the operator says 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. Please, Mrs. Gabriel, I just got to talk to her. I'll only keep her a while. Please, Mrs. Gabriel, I just got to tell her goodbye. Sylvia's mother says Sylvie is packing. She's going, believing today. Sylvia's mother says Sylvie is marrying a fellow down Yorton way. Sylvia's mother says, please don't say nothing to make her start crying and stay. And the operator says 40 cents more for the next.
Well, of course, that's the gentleman that gave us the big hit, Cheerio Baby. That, of course, is the gentleman out of Jamaica, Eric Donaldson, along with the West Indians. Sylvia's mother. Want to say greetings hello to Mr. Archie Hammond. Hello, Archie. Music with a difference with the Dave West, the legendary Dave. Bobby Davis and the Sensations.
I hear some people.
Produced and arranged by my good friend Striker, Mr. Bunny Lee. Bobby Davis and the Sensations.
Now do you want me? Now do.
Hello goes out to the Humblebee. Humblebee, hello sir. Welcome Humblebee. Humblebee, welcome to Starr Radio UK. Right here on the big one. Celebrating 50 years on the radio. Dave West making history. And you know what? I've been doing this game for 50 years, presenting great reggae music, and I have never ever once been given an award or received anything like that at all. Never had a reward, never made any money out of it. Just playing for the love of reggae music.
Maybe we should wait till night to join hands beneath the stars above, and we would sing our first kiss by moonlight while we plan eternal love. Now do you want me? Now do you? Some people get married in the park on Sunday afternoon, and all the friends bring pretty flowers while the band plays a happy tune. Now
greetings goes out to Kenya. How you doing, Kenya? Greetings goes out over there to the listeners in Kenya.
Baby, baby, what are you doing?
Humblebee over in Kenya. How you doing? He says,
would you like to marry me? What do you say now?
happy 50th anniversary.
Doing Sunday, baby. Oh.
Happy 50th anniversary to the reggae legend, he says. I don't know so much about a legend. I don't know about that. Some people say I'm a legend. Some people say I'm an icon. I just say I'm me.
Maybe we should wait till night to join hands beneath the stars above. And we will kissing our first kiss by moonlight while we plan eternal love. Now do you want me? Now do you need me? Do you love me like I love you? Baby, baby, what are you doing Sunday, baby?
That's what it is. That's what it says. What are you doing Sunday? One of the big classic tracks.
Yeah, what do you say now? If it's a nice day now, what are you doing?
This is when Bobby Davis recorded with the Sensations.
I wanna marry you.
The Sensations, of course, a group put together.
Sunday afternoon, I'd like to know, yeah.
Put together by the legendary Edward Bunny Striker Lee. I've just been told I'm a legend, I'm an icon, and I'm me. Thank you for that.
Like I love you.
Well, I'm just me, the little old Dave West, the man playing reggae music. As a lot of other people don't play great or good at reggae on the radio. You know what I mean?
If it's a nice day now, what are you doing Sunday, baby? Oh, I wanna marry you.
Another gentleman that's been in this game for a long time is Max Romeo. And Max actually produced the track himself. Came out on vinyl many, many years ago.
Sunday, baby, ooh, would you like to marry me, girl? What do you say now? If it's a nice,
Got to give it a spin.
what are you doing Sunday?
Here we go with the Max Romeo. I woke up in love this morning. How many of you out there is in love, eh? How many of you are in love? Come on, come out of the closet. Come out of the closet. How many of you are in love?
I thought about the way that last night I turned off the lights, lied down and thought about you. I thought about the way that it could be 2 o'clock, wondering what I'm doing here alone without you. So I close my eyes and dream you here to me. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. Hello, girl. Yes, it's 5 o'clock, I know, but you just listen. There's something that I've got to let you know. Yes, it's you. This pillow that I'm hugging and I'm kissing. And one more thing before I let you go. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love.
This is the gentleman who had a very big hit for the Palmer record label. when it came out on a 7-inch on the Palmer label. Well, unfortunately, it got banned basically on every radio station across the globe. But my good friend, the late, great one and only John Peel, gave it a spin. And so did Stuart Henry. I used to give it a spin as well. That was, of course, The Wet Dreams. Big hit for Max.
But for my whole life I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep with you on my mind. I woke up in love this morning. I woke up in love this morning. Went to sleep.
This is a classic of classics, this one. Ernie Smith.
When I saw you standing there,
Came out of the Federal studios, from the Federal label.
my chair. When you moved your mouth, just
I'd love you to want me.
blood rushed to my.
Federal Studios was a big success in Jamaica.
It took
Had their own label, had their own recording studios as well. This is one of them that came out of the Federal.
what you tried, so now
Ernie Smith.
something in my soul just cried. I see the want in your blue eyes. Baby, I don't love you to want me the way that I want you, the way that it should be. Baby, you love me to want you the way that I want you. If you'd only let it be. You told yourself years ago you'd never let your feelings show. The obligation that you made for the title that they gave. Baby, I love you to want me the way that I want you, the way that it should be. Baby, you love me to want you the way that I want you. If you'd only let it be. Baby, I love you to want me the way that I want you, the way that it should be. Baby, you love me to want you the way that I want you. If you'd only.
Well, in the very early days of Studio One, there was a lot of instrumentals put together. Studio One presented us with some really, really great scorchers out of the zones of Studio One. And one of the tracks featured Cedric I'm Brooks and the Sound Dimension Mun Du Ga. This is Cedric I'm Brooks and the Sound Dimension with this one. And I'll tell you what, after this one, we have got a rocket. We have got a rocket of a scorcher from Studio One after this one. Sending a massive greetings goes out to all our Jamaican friends over there. Joseph, how you doing over there in Jamaica? Joseph, he's in Kingston, Jamaica. Sent me a message on my Facebook page. Says he's really enjoying the sounds and the music from the Starr Radio UK. He said he's never listened before, but he's enjoying the show. Many thanks for Joseph over there in Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you. Tell you what, we've got a bit of skanking coming up next. And it just shows you what can happen in the studio when they all get together. And we got something coming from Tommy McCook, Richard Ace, the Scatlites and the Disco Heights. All those are together. We're going to play that for you. It's a great track. It's from the Studio One Scorchers, out of Studio One. Here we go with Tommy McCook, Richard Ace, the Scatlites and Disco Heights and Shockers Rock. Want to send a big massive greetings goes out to my good friend over there, Larry K. Larry K, how are ya? Larry K of Excellent Radio. Don't forget you can catch him tonight on the Excellent Radio from 10 p.m. onwards. Larry K, live and direct. Yes, indeed, that's right, live and direct. Larry K on Excellent Radio tonight.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Got to send a big massive greetings goes out over there to Texas. The Peanut Butter King himself has now gone up to 20 peanut butter sandwiches in 10 minutes. The legendary gentleman out of Texas, Willie Oden. Hello Willie, welcome to the Dave West 50th anniversary show. 50 years on the airwaves, you know, 50 years. Welcome along. Thank you for joining us, Willie. Well, this is how they used to do it on Studio One, when they all used to just go into the studio, and it was like a jam session, really. This features some really, really great people all together. The one and only legendary Tommy McCook, Richard Ace, the Scatolites, and the Disco Heights, with a big hit from the Studio One, Shockers Rock. That's a big one. That is a big one. Well, hey! When music was music, when it was true 100% musical instruments as well. No artificial stuff out of Studio One. And incidentally, this was recorded on 2-track. But they were lucky because there's no vocals on it, so they could use the 2 tracks. Greetings, Willie. Greetings. Thanks for the greetings for the 50th anniversary. Many thanks, Willie. I've been told I've got to do another 20 years, you know, Willie. I've been told I've got to continue for another 20 years, old boy. Also, of course, one of the greats who's no longer with us was a guy called Jackie Mitto. And he recorded a track with Ernest Rankin. So they were two greats together, Jackie Mitto and Ernest Rankin. Two of the superstars from Studio One. You're going to feature that shortly. Greetings goes out to East London. Mark Henry, how you doing, Mark? How are you, sir? How you doing, Mark? Hope you're enjoying the music coming your way on the 50th. Yes, 50 years in the business, eh? Cool. You got a lot of catching up to do, Mark, ain't you? A lot of catching up. Want to send a big, massive greetings goes out to Abby. Abby, how you doing, Abby? Welcome to Starr Radio UK. Abby. Well, Abby, not quite sure whereabouts in the world you are, but welcome to Starr Radio UK out of London. How are you, Abby? How you doing? Glad you could join the Dave West 50 years of radio show. Making history we are. Dave West is making history. I don't know many other people can say they've been playing reggae on the radio for 50 years and still going. Is that right, Willie? Is that right? That's how the man used to play the keyboards. That's what he's known for. And the other guy is known for his guitar work as well. Jackie Mitto is known for his organ playing and his keyboarding. And Ernest Rankin is known for his guitar work. Two very good people together. And he also recorded a big hit with the Brentford Rockers. Jackie Mitto recorded a big track with the Brentford Rockers. I'll squeeze that one in as well, okay? Once again, the late great Jackie Mitto, when he was recorded in the studio alongside the Brentford Rockers, Sidewalk Doctor. This was a big classic from the Studio One era, and once again recorded on 2-track, and then they remixed it and put it out. Oh, goodness me, Willie Oden out of Texas says, "You are the king, Dave West." That's Willie Oden out of Texas says, "You are the king, Dave West." Got to send a big massive greetings goes out to Lee Valentine. Lee Valentine down there in Croydon. How you doing, Lee? Greetings and welcome to the show, Lee Valentine in Croydon. Starr Radio UK, the #1 Afro-Caribbean radio station, the award-winning radio station, 24/7. Brings you the music and the topics and goodness knows what else. We bring you what other radio stations cannot bring you. We refresh the parts other radio stations cannot refresh. The biggest and the best, the glorious radio station, Starr Radio UK. And of course, this is the only radio station you will ever be able to catch Dave West on broadcasting. This is the home of the Dave West right now, you know. Starr Radio UK. Dave West is here to stay on Starr Radio UK. You hear that, Willie? You hear that, Willie? You won't catch me on any other radio station but Starr Radio UK. Okay, Willie? Tell your friends in Texas that. Want to say greetings and welcome to Jerry Hawthorne. Jerry Hawthorne, how you doing, Jerry? That's the Jerry Hawthorne joined at the Starr Radio UK. Nice to have you along on the Dave West Making History radio show. 50 years on the airwaves. How you doing? Whereabouts are you in the world, though? Where are you? We'd like, you know, when you send us messages, let us know where you're listening. Let us know whereabouts in the world you are. So that's greetings to Jerry Hawthorne. How you doing, Jerry? This is how the Trojan label did it. They did it with some great female artists. This is one of the legends of reggae music many years ago. This was a big hit for her as well. Lorna Bennett. Chapel of Love. Also got to say greetings to Lorna, a big supporter of Dave West. How you doing, Lorna? How you doing? Also, of course, one of the other big artists for Trojan, when it came to the females, was a lady called Barbara Jones. She recorded a track which went out on an album called Melody Live for Trojan Sisters. She was one of the Trojan Sisters. There were so many of them. There was Lorna Bennett, Barbara Jones, Holt, Ellis, Sharon Little, Susan Cadogan, as you know, Joy White, Judy Mowat, Marcia Griffiths, Dawn Penn, Doreen Shuffer, Nora Dean, Cynthia Richards, Paulette Williams, Annette Clark, Tiffany Anderson also, Marcia Barnes, Yvonne Sterling, the main attraction, Candy McKenzie. So many of them recorded for Trojan. The females. And as we said, one of those ladies was Barbara Jones. This was the big track. Probably recognise the backing though. Some of the backing was used for Sugar Dumpling. This is a version of Barbara Jones, Slim Boy.
Hey, a little slim boy. Hey, a little maga boy. Hey, a little slim boy. I don't want to hear nothing. All the time you were bragging and boasting. You were only gesturing. You couldn't cool a dumpling. You couldn't cool a dumpling. Hey, you little slim boy. Hey, you little maga boy. Hey, you a slim boy. You really shot at something. You didn't look like a mouse on a $1 bread, but you look like a hog in a deep distress. Empty barrel, make the most nice. Empty barrel, make the most nice. Boy, me check you out and you cool. You didn't look like a mouse on a $1 bread, but you look like a hog in a deep distress. Empty barrel.
Gonna send out a big massive greetings and thank her for joining the radio show making history today. We are Cabin Charles. Cabin Charles. How you doing, Cabby Charles? Yes, indeed. Greetings goes out to the Cabin Charles. Thanks for locking on to Starr Radio UK. Cabin Charles, how you doing, sir?
You were only just a ring. You were only just a ring. You couldn't cool a dumpling. You were only just a ring. You couldn't cool a dumpling.
Down the aisle I walk with you, just to hear the words I do. All of my
We're featuring the sister of the late great Hotend Lewis. This is the lady called Hotend Lewis. Of course, she is sister of Hotend Lewis. She recorded this for Trojan.
we both are wed, for better, for worse. I shall be wed. By your hands I will be led. Oh, through the years we live and live. Life will be full of happiness.
We've got to thank the Cabby Charles for supporting Dave West over these years. He's been a supporter of mine for some years now. Cabin Charles, been a big supporter of mine. Thank you, sir.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, only yours to cherish and to own. With this little band of gold.
Here we go now, here we go. Whoa!
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I'll be yours to cherish. turn.